Hey everyone! This week we've got at least two Gold Star Listserv job postings. One of these, the University of North Dakota, that we're reviewing first, actually came through in that weird in-between time during the holidays when some of us might be back, but most of us aren't. And then the other one I got to see, I think, earlier today, or maybe yesterday, was this lovely one from Tennessee. So, seeing as I already did a recording, and it crashed, let's just get right into it, why don't we? So I love this opening line to the listserv post for UND, which is simply, want to join a university that's big enough to support great work, but small enough you can make a difference? Heck yeah! If you weren't like 2 degrees further north of where I live, and I didn't have a husband who absolutely will not go any further north, I would totally be rushing at this job. So you get to support the Chester Fritz's Library's mission, and part of that is to maintain consortia listings in ODIN, the Online Dakota Information Network, and support ALMA and Primo VE and the Easy Proxy server, and then maintaining other servers for hosted web apps. And then you also get to do fun stuff like train people on software and digitize stuff with a 3D scanner, which sounds really fun to me. Good news, there is a website, if you like me are sitting here going, what the heck is in North Dakota? Called grandforksiscooler.com, which I'll put in the description. In case you're sitting here going, what the heck is over there in North Dakota? The size of Grand Forks is about, if you're from Michigan, it's slightly larger than Flint, slightly smaller than Lansing. It's like 104,000 residents. So that is kind of small town-ish. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not quite certain what all is in North Dakota because I didn't get that far digging. But I did really like the fact that, unfortunately, they didn't post the list of what the competitive salary was, but they did post links to the library blog, and the link to this actual job posting itself actually does give you a nice flat $62,000 annual exempt. You can't do remote, you can't do hybrid, dual career assistance. So I assume this is, yeah, if you can get your if you can get your spouse hired as faculty, if only mine would be at all interested in that. Anyway, 62,000 if you can add to it. That's always a plus with negotiation, but even as a starting salary in that area of the country, I think that would be livable to work on. And I mentioned this a little bit, which is why I'm going to go kind of fast today, because I also don't want it to crash on me again. So you have to maintain a LAMP environment, and then you also have to do trainings. And the big thing is obviously going to be your ALMA, your Easy Proxy. Apparently there's a bunch of open source applications that hang out in a Linux environment, so that's kind of interesting. Kind of curious what that's about. So you have the ALMA, the Easy Proxy, and then the usual database content vendors. But again, I said on the other recording, I'll say it again, I'm tempted to apply just so I could go over there and see how you do the 3D scanning, because that is very, very interesting to me. Unfortunately, I definitely not going to be able to move over there, so, but still really cool. Okay, so you have to require learning software, train other people on it. Some are open to the university at large, so heads up, it's not just what we call in-house family. And you also have to do this, like, configure and maintain library-specific computing hardware. And I'm hoping this isn't, like, every single station inside your building. I assume this was things like if you need to add a new Zeichel scanner for doing ILL, you get to be the fun one who gets to do that. I'm hoping that's what they're getting at. But you can see required competencies. I love this. Quite frankly, this should be like 1, 2, 3 detail-oriented on the bottom. But apparently somebody won an argument to get it on second, because frankly, ability to clearly communicate technical information to a non-technical audience, I feel like is 99% of my job right there. Like that one guy in Office Space where it's like, I talk to the customer so the engineers don't have to. I talk to the librarian so the vendor, tech support doesn't have to. Anyway. They do want an ALA degree, though. They do want some experience with one or more programming languages or server systems. So I guess if you've maintained servers but you don't know programming, that's fine too. Please do not be an axe murderer. And then preferred, any sort of relevant experience, teaching experience, and sysadmin experience. And again, just to reemphasize, we have ALMA. Please do it. Please. Please know we have ALMA. So, yeah, I'd be kind of curious. Definitely curious about that. Remote scanning. Alright, so just to move on to the other one. Again, I'm a little spooked that it crashed me last time. The University of Tennessee has a job opening for an Electronic Resources Librarian. And again, I like their nice opening post to the Listserv, which is, we welcome applications for an Electronic Resources Librarian that enjoys working in an environment that values innovative thinking and creative problem solving. Oh, I just love that idea, because up here it's always like, let's go check out what other people have done and see if we can copy it, as opposed to come up with our own things. But they lead a team of 5 FT and collaboratively manage the resources. They did post a minimum salary of about the same 63,000. I think this is 62. Yeah, 63,000. But the University of Tennessee Libraries is down in Knoxville, so that's probably not going to go as far as it will in the University of North Dakota up in Grand Forks. Just a thought. Yeah. So you are faculty again, faculty, assistant professor, bottom rung, 63. At least we get a bottom dollar here. Try not to reread this whole thing again. But in their case, they focus much more on the licensing, so access issues, manage workflows, ensure successful maintenance, thorough understanding of licensing. Yeah, the other thing I wouldn't do for this is you actually have to like manage people, like do supervising. So provides direction and expertise, coordinates regulation of license-related access issues, new technologies, standards, license agreement interpretation, collection assessment team. Okay, sorry, it's just not my jam. And then we have, the usual scholarly activity. Again, they want you to have an ALA degree. And then we have some of this, like, diverse and inclusive, experience working with, that's nice and vague, experience working with electronic resources management, familiarity with technologies, evidence of leadership ability to read, negotiate, and manage license agreements, which I feel like should be higher up on this list, but that's just my interpretation. Those productive working relationships with colleagues, initiative, flexibility. And then they have the preferred qualifications. So supervisor experience, because you are evaluating like those 5 FTE. Knowledge of trends and issues, copyright, intellectual property, all sorts of exciting stuff as they pertain to licensing. Yeah, again, we have Ex Libris. If you like Ex Libris, come on over. Yeah. So an experience again with data analytics, maintaining positive relation, demonstrated record of publication, professional contribution, as opposed to just tell us things. This is a much bigger campus than I am on at the moment, so we have like 33,000 students. And you can get into the weeds on all their exciting information here, but I kind of like this agriculture and veterinary medicine. I would not have necessarily thought of that. There's a music library, support of open access, going through trace, and then some of these are not necessarily like surprising, so like ARL and Southeast Research Libraries, but some of these other ones that they mentioned are actually pretty useful to know. So like Lyrasis and CRL, because they're a big university, they obviously probably doing PCC and other exciting stuff. Available. Oh my God, we still have additional information. Okay, so 63,000, 12-month tenure track appointment, 24 annual leave days, which is probably what I get because I consider my leave is too much. I also like that this did do like some sort of startup funding if you move down there, and then you have this big prospective faculty workbook, and then all these exciting things. All right. Just gonna click this, see if we have anything else. Okay, I think we just walked in a circle, I think. Yeah, I think we just walked in a circle. Yeah. Preferred. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I walked in a circle on you. I'm just trying to see if I can find the thing I found earlier where it actually says like you have to evaluate people. Nope. Okay, now of course I want to find it. I can't find it. Ah, here it is. They will supervise, train, mentor, and evaluate. I've supervised, I've trained, and I've mentored. You haven't done the fun stuff with budgeting, nor have I done the fun other end where you have to give feedback on people. Again, not my jam, which is I'm not management. I'm just a lowly faculty person, and a college nobody's heard of, really. Anyway, these two are my gold star picks for the start of the week, and if I get through the other 2 or 3 I saw hit the listserv in the last day or so and find some more, I will share them with you.